Hello friends, this is Grawl. Welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number 27. We managed to get some videos out this week, still plenty more planned. Last week wasn't exactly a push week, but we did manage to get a couple IO keys, a couple fun keys, do our boxes, do a little bit of raid, so we got stuff to look forward to today. I believe we even did a key on our Mistweaver. I think we have 1144 and then a lot of boxes on our priest. It's getting late in the season. We got some stuff to talk about today too, but let's jump right into the boxes. Or should I say box for my poor Mistweaver. We're just gonna get another lingering sun mote or something. Wait, these choices were unlocked more than a week ago. What? I don't remember this. I have 252 bracers. I think I can like do something with these, right? I don't remember. First of all, I don't really care about sockets on Prodigy, so I'm just gonna take this. I might use this for another setup. Does this mean I might have another box option? Because it like saves everything, right? I'm opening it again. Is this the double Prodigy box? I must have thought I did one but didn't do one. Okay. All right, well, we get 2 items. We'll happily take that. I think we can tier this. Well, if I had Cosmic Flux, I could tier it. Okay, there. All right, well, we got 2 items. That's kind of neat. We'll put that helm on. We'll leave this up here. Yeah, I think we could. I don't know. I don't exactly know the Mistweaver tier situation. I actually think that some Mistweavers don't even run the 4-piece because the 4-piece is only like a healing buff, and Mistweaver's healing is already pretty good. And I'm sure I can find something to do with these wrists, maybe. Not the greatest stats, but if I really want to like I actually have not even crafted a Lego yet, so I have the Covenant Lego here. So eventually I'm gonna have to redo this, so I kind of grabbed these bracers just to say maybe if I ever want to redo my setup, maybe do a last hurrah and do some keys on Prodigy. Not to get everyone's hopes up though. All right, now we try our Druid. Unfortunately, I wish my Druid got a little luckier with gear. I feel like I could have maybe geared him up and tried to bring him in some keys like I could with my Shaman, but I don't know, my Shaman was just so much luckier in the vaults, and my Druid just didn't get much, so I never really got the chance. Like, I'm literally still using items from a patch ago, like that ring, and I think I even have something else. Okay, well, speaking of items from a patch ago, we have boots. We will replace our old Sanctum of Domination boots. That is nice. And bam. All right, so actually not bad. A piece that we needed. We already have our Legos and our 4-piece on, or our 2-piece on this guy. All right, let's jump over to our Paladin. I don't remember what so all right, our Paladin was renamed. I do have my name being held down here when I want it back. I did a little undercover series with Max from Liquid, and I have those videos in the works right now. He was like, his editor shotgunned him so fast, and I'm just like, holy moly. It was like a day after we played, he already had it uploaded and edited and stuff. But so I hope to upload those. I might break them down a little bit different. I think he kind of jammed them all into one video. I might spread them out, make them into like 3 different vids or something, because there was a lot of stuff that happened. They were some very, very good keys. Okay, so we have our Paladin. I don't remember if we got a 4-box. I think we did, because we played quite a few keys. Honestly, I don't know what we need on our Paladin, or even if we care about our poor Paladin's gear. We're getting to that point in the season when we just don't really care about our alts that much. So we have a helm, we have shoulders. Oh, we have shoulders with avoidance. These are very good, actually. We can take these shoulders, we can tierify these. Oh yeah, these are pretty nice, actually. You'd love to see avoidance shoulders that you can tier up. If only my priest got something like that. Wait, you know what's really funny? Last week I got shoulders out of my vault and I just didn't even they just sat here because I just forgot they were up here. But either way, we still get our avoidance upgrade. We'll hopefully remember to tier them this week. We could have been more successful in our undercover adventures if I had that item, maybe. All right, we'll go to our Shaman now. I think our Shaman might only be 2 boxes. My shaman has been really only doing like Halls of Atonement lately when our when our main team's playing. And I've been honestly playing some halls on my priest as well. So let's see what we got. Not that our shaman really needs too much. Basically just raid loot at this point. I have almost full 278. Okay, so we got a haste verse knife, which doesn't really do much for us, and 278 boots, which doesn't really do much for us. I guess I just take tokens. We do need the sockets, so even though 4 tokens isn't even a socket, little unlucky that this was the week we decided to take tokens. Was the week that we can't even buy a socket. All right, now on to our priest. Our priest has at least 2 raid vault slots and 3 mythic plus slots. We really want the Lords of Dread Riss. I think that's like the biggest upgrade for us right now. Unfortunately, we still have not killed Rygalon yet. The biggest upgrade for me is the Rygalon weapon, but we have not killed Rygalon. So we either want an Anduin ring, which isn't that big of a deal. Lords of Dread Riss. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Let's see what we get. Okay, so no 285 items. We got a crit verse cape from raid, and we got a crit verse chest. I don't think either of these will be useful. We got shoulders and a chest, but really what we're looking at is the Soleas. You have a 278 Soleas, and I have this right here. This could be a 272 with speed, and I have a normal 272. I kind of like using Soleas. I'll use it sometimes as a stat stick, especially if I need the verse and I can get verse from somebody. And there's not really anything else I want unless I wanted a transmog for whatever reason. So unless I'm missing something obvious, I think I just take the Soleas. Would have been nice to have this, you know, maybe 3 months ago, but better late than never, I guess. And bam. All right, let's see what the affixes are like. I do not have a good feeling about this. The affixes are tyrannical, spiteful, necrotic, and encrypted. Yeesh. So I would say that it's not impossible. It's just a pretty frustrating week. Tyrannical necrotic actually isn't too bad because you can kind of just blow up the mobs before the necrotic gets too bad. And also they did nerf necrotic a couple times, so you are able to reset it if you really need to. There's not any super problematic bosses this expansion for necrotic like there were with like Galvast, or like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember some of the bosses that just stacked up a bunch of necrotic and in BFA. Oh, I have this helm. I got this helm in raid just to reroll for avoidance. We'll open it on video. Bam. Oh, that would have been sick though. Well, so this is a week where it's definitely playable. Not ideal though. A lot of healers ask questions about necrotic, but necrotic really isn't so much a healer affix. Like, you can't, there's no magic spell I can give you that just lets you heal your tank if he has 50 stacks, you know? Like, generally speaking, if a tank goes over like 25 or 30 stacks, I'm not gonna even waste any globals healing them, because like, why bother? Like, your heals are doing almost nothing. It's like 1% of their health. Like, you're healing like 1 auto attack every single button, if that. So I wouldn't really worry about necrotic too much as a healer. If you do have a healer that can help with things, like for example Ursul's Vortex from Druid, or Ring of Peace from a monk, that can like help your tank kite, but usually the tank has to wanna kite in the first place. Like, if the tank is running away from mobs and then you can kind of drop the ring here, things kind of work nicely. But let's say the tank is just standing here tanking mobs and he gets to 40 stacks, like, if you just drop a ring on his head or like whatever, like maybe he'll get the message, but usually it doesn't go that well. So as a healer, usually I try and wait to make sure the tank is like making an active effort to try and kite before I do anything. As a priest, I guess you can just life grip them. Usually when you life grip people, they get the hint. But yeah, and spiteful is not, it's a little annoying as melee, but it's not too bad. The real worst thing about Spiteful is just like it's such a big time loss in between like the times where you need to kill the Spiteful to advance, like in the Misc maze or the theater portals, or when like a Spiteful just randomly kills somebody, or you get unlucky and you just like waste 15 seconds like them dying, and then you have to cast a res, and then you lose 5 seconds off the timer, and blah blah blah. Like it adds up weirdly in a way that Spiteful actually is a kind of annoying affix. I know range players might be like, oh, Spiteful, like it's basically nothing, like I do big overall, but yeah, it is what it is though. I think this week is playable. Looking at my dungeon scores this week, ooh, I have a 30 wake. A 30 wake is definitely doable. It'd be nice to maybe do some warm-up keys before. I don't know, maybe some of these keys are doable. 30 halls, 29 DOS, 30 streets. I think some of these keys are going to be doable. I'm going to be interested to see if my my squad wants to play, but if they are, maybe we'll do probably not like you know, lots of keys, but maybe a few nights this week we'll be streaming and doing some push keys. Let's check the weekly quest, Emissary of War. This is dungeons. So if you're gearing up a new guy, don't forget this. You can all you need to do is take the dungeon quests, and you do 4 dungeons, and you have a chance at a raid piece. Well, I believe you cannot get tier, but let's be honest, tier is pretty easy to come by now anyways. So, you know, keep in mind, like, for you guys who are raid, or who say you don't raid, who want this trinket, like, if you have DPS spec, you can try and get the trinket from this guy and just do 4 dungeons. Like, don't forget to grab that quest, it's super good. Sometimes I feel like it auto shares it when you go into a dungeon, but I just always try and remember to grab it anyway. Well, that's almost it. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and it was actually the sort of like the schedule, what I think Blizzard's gonna do, because a lot of people have been asking me, you know, we're getting to the point where we kind of expect Season 3 to end. We kind of think Dragonflight Alpha might come soon. And people have been asking me, like, what I think is going to go on with that. So I actually think they're further along than most people do. Like, I've heard people say things like July 2023 or something. I actually think there's somewhat of a shot it comes, a pretty good shot, actually, that it comes this year. There was the Dragonflight pre-order just came out today, and the pre-order says that the game will come out before the end of the year. Now granted, it could just be a placeholder date, and they could push it back, of course, and we want them to push it back if they don't think the game is going to be ready. You know, we're not going to be sad about it, but I do think there's a decent chance. But so what does that mean for the times? What does that mean for the schedule then? So this is, we're towards the end of June, right? Yeah, towards the end of June. So let's say, you know, it comes out like here, right? Because usually they don't want to release something right before Christmas. So let's say it comes out like second week in December or something. So that means, I mean, they're probably going to have like 3 to 4 months of Season 3. So that kind of means like we should be, or I mean Season 4, sorry. So that kind of means we should be looking for Season 4 like around this time, the end of July, beginning of August. So if you're trying for any sort of Mythic Plus title or anything like that for this season, I would kind of use this as your, like, I'd be looking at what weeks and what times you can do it between either the end of this month or the end of this month. I mean, granted, the season might run all the way down here for a whole nother month, but ideally you'd like to be wrapped up with whatever your goals are by, you know, August 1st or something like that. Although I think by the time we get to here, we'll have at the very least a date if we don't know exactly when, or if it's not posted already. And that leaves Dragonflight Alpha. Honestly, I think very, very soon. I don't have any secret information, but as far as I know, you know, if they're planning on releasing it here, most of the time it's 6 months out. That puts us here. That literally puts us next month when we'd expect to see the alpha. So that will be exciting. Hopefully I can, first of all, get in. And second of all, hopefully I can, maybe if I can't stream, hopefully I can make videos at least. My goal is to go back to sort of where I was at the beginning of Shadowlands, where I'm covering all the different healers. I'm making dungeon guides and like more basic stuff just to kind of get people into it and get everyone figuring out what's going on, as well as doing a lot of PTR stuff. I've kind of got the impression over this expansion that Blizzard has paid more attention to Mythic Plus in terms of the changes that they made, especially recently. So my hope is that if there is Mythic Plus on, as soon as there is on alpha or beta, to get some boys in there and really try and give some good feedback, and hopefully we can influence the game in a good way, because I know they're going to bring back some older dungeons, so we can really try and get those tuned and make them fun for everyone. Because I do think if the dungeons are fun, the expansion just is amazing. And considering that we are going to get like a dungeon rotation with new dungeons each season, like, man, the next expansion could be really, really good. Could be junk as well. You never know. And the last thing people ask is, what about balance? So a lot of people are saying, okay, great, like season 4 is coming. Are they going to do a balance patch for classes going into season 4? And that one has me stuck a little bit. I think they should. I think they certainly should, for just the only reason that, switch stuff up, make things interesting. Especially because season 4 isn't really like a try-hard season. It's not meant to be super competitive. So if that's the case, then they should be pretty aggressive with like changing stuff, right? Because a lot of the worry about balancing things mid-season is they don't want people to spend their first month like building up a character only for that character to get nerfed, or to some other, or to some other character to get buffed, and then now you don't play, Windwalker, now you play Havoc Demon Hunter. But because season 4 is going to be more casual, I think they should just send balance changes. They definitely should. Will they? I don't know. It's definitely got to be hard on them, because if they do set that date of trying to get it out before the end of the year, they're going to be mostly wanting to focus on the new expansion and not spending a lot of time putting in thoughtful changes for this one. So I think I'm I'm like pretty truly on the fence. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of balance. I hope they do just like slap on a patch and then maybe do another one like halfway through season 4, depending on how things go. But I do think there's sort of a chance that we end up on this balance patch for the rest of the X-Pack, which, to be honest, isn't really that big of a deal for PvE, unless you're talking about specifically M+ DPS. Like, Survival Hunter, Warlock, Windwalker are just so good compared to everyone else, and they bring, like, a lot of important stuff, too. So, it feels kind of bad to have those still be good, but honestly, it's like, whatever. Those classes have been not very popular for a very long time, so I don't even mind seeing them, letting them enjoy their time in the sun before everybody gets gutted before the next expansion. Well, that went on a little longer than I thought, but I wanted to share some stuff. Those are kind of questions that people were wondering my thoughts on and asking about, so that's that. Appreciate you guys watching. Good luck with your vaults as well, depending on if you've opened them yet, and your key adventures this week if you're trying to sneak in some IO or whatnot. Happy keying, friends.